that too.
We will now call this meeting to order. City of New Haven, City of New Haven meeting agenda. Youth Services Committee. Meeting can be viewed on Board of Alders YouTube. Board of Alders New Haven notice. The Youth Services Committee will meet in person on Monday, June 16, 2025 at 6 p.m. located at 165 Church Street, second floor, Board of Alders Chamber, New Haven, Connecticut, to hear from the city's Youth and Recreation Department on upcoming summer programs and events. Per order, Honorable Kimberly Edwards, Chair. Attest, Honorable Michael Smart, City Clerk. If you need an accessibility-related accommodation, please contact 203-946-7651 voice or 203-946-8582 TTY. In accordance with the City of New Haven COVID-19 policies, masks are now optional at meetings. Public may send comments to public testimony at newhavenct.gov. And I'd just like to have my committee members introduce themselves, and I'm going to start from our left.
Alder Honda Smith, Ward 30.
Alder Brittany Mayberry Narcock, Ward 20. Alder Carter Rodriguez, Ward 6.
Thank you all, and I'm Alder Kim Edwards, Ward 19. So as we already read, our meeting notice, we have our wonderful Youth and Recreation Department here tonight, and we have our director, and I'm going to have her introduce herself and state her name and address for the record.
Gwendolyn Williams, 19 Artisan Street, New Haven.
Thank you very much, Director. You can begin wherever you want to begin.
So a couple of things we're going to talk about tonight for the summer. The first one, we'll start off with our summer camps will be starting on June 23rd. This is, and I apologize in advance, I was looking for the one that I got last week for the numbers, and yeah, I messed that up. So I was only able to draw down, may I get my glasses?
Yes,
Okay.
please do so.
I'll try to slide out this chair.
That's all right. And we appreciate any information or data you have for us.
So the data that I have in front of you is actually the latest registration that took place as of May 16th, and we do have more young people, but I just wanted to explain what we did this year is we changed, it was a big change after the briefing last year, and we were heavily dependent on school buildings, and then there was an issue with the schools, and our information did not come out until extremely late, so we pivoted, and this year we're using all of Parks buildings, and we're using two schools, Morrill Sheridan, which we have been at for prior to me, I believe, even working at the City of New Haven, so for more than 18 years. And we are using Sound School, which is one of our extreme camps. Another thing that we pivoted on this year is that instead of parents having to go all across town to drop, if they have multiple children, every camp is broken down for all age groups. So a parent can pick just one camp to go to, and you can drop off your young person. So we have tiny tots. Our tiny tots have to be school age. So you're in kindergarten and you can use the bathroom. So we only go as low as age 5. Age 5 to 7, next grouping is 8 to 10. The next grouping is 11 to 13. So as you can see, we're using Egerton, Lighthouse Park, Coogan Pavilion, Trowbridge, at East Rock. All things water is Sound School. Performance Camp is our Morrill Sheridan, and then our Summer Development, which is our track program, and then Midnight Basketball, which will be over at the rink. And so the numbers have increased. We do it by 4 sessions. The first 3 sessions are 2 weeks, so starting June 23rd. The 4th session is an extra session that is week 7, and it is only for 1 week. The cost is $125 every session, with the exception of the 4th. It is only because it's 1 week, it's half price. That is for the hours of 9 to 3. And then you can, for another nominal fee, pay for pre-care or aftercare. I think we kept the pre-care. I know we definitely had the aftercare for it. So the numbers have increased from what you've seen here. Lighthouse has always been the most popular of camps, and obviously because you're at the beach and you can be in the water every single day, so that is the most popular camp. Our second most popular camp has been Coogan Pavilion. We did have to shift with our midnight basketball because we did not have enough young people. So we are not doing midnight basketball. We needed more than two or four of those age groups because we broke it down by days. On Monday and Wednesday was one age group, and then Tuesday, Thursday, the other age group. Friday and Saturday were the older young people. We didn't have enough for me to be able to justify the staffing that I had over there and the number of participants. So we did close down the midnight basketball, but in lieu of the basketball camp, we are going to be doing our Skills in the Park summer series again. The Skills in the Park summer series is where we go around to different parks in the city and we run skills on Saturday. It is so that's where we close that particular camp because we weren't able to run it is what we were doing as the alternative. So we gave them a listing of where the skills are. We send that information out as a collective for the owners, but if you need it again, I'm going to send that out. And so this is what we have for summer camps. I'm really personally pleased with the fact that we were able to get this information out in January, and so it was to the public in more than enough time for parents to make decisions. But as you see, as mixed, the numbers are still relatively low. So it wasn't for lack of effort. It wasn't available. We have done it. I felt in enough time. So, we're going to see what happens for next year. For the youth at work program, so our next youth at work program, we changed it to July 1st. Is supposed to start on that. It's July 7th. But there are some organizations that to accommodate their own students. And schools will have to pass July 31st. That we opened for those programs that we weren't flexible. The children will only have, many people will only have a 3-week experience, which is not. And so we are allowing those organizations who are student to start July 1st and for those 5 weeks. At least the young person have a greater experience and they are able to adjust to the 25 hours an hour. So if they're working all days, like coming in and 5 hours to get as close to 5 hours as possible during that week. And then we start in July, definitively July is because of the financial system that you have to do. And really young people do it year in, requires to set once if you value you to the staff that had any just not work. So that's why we start on July 1st in the next year. So all of the letters that are going out to the young people, we had 1,124 patients. We had 900, the number escapes. So that means it's approximately 200 plus kids who did not complete the application. And so when we receive the application, our staff goes through, because it is digital, we were able to email us text message, replace the applicant, but the parents, what was missing in the application. They did have a deadline. If they did not meet the deadline, then the application was marked. And so we had 900 young people who were, plus young people who were eligible. We are placing 800. We usually have attrition in the program, and what attrition looks like is you might have a young person who's in college who now is in school early, or they were able to find a job as a just flatly refuse. Example, I don't want to work with kids. 90% of our work sites are, so if not coming you and you don't want to participate in the program. We also have young people who are like summer school. So there's different types of attrition. So I'm actually expecting that wait list number to as we are starting to get to the program as well as in the program. Unfortunately, if someone is terminated or let go from the program, option to be able to pick up another person. So it's still a win for us, even if we're able to give a student out of the 5 students are still able to make some kind of money. So we're expecting for that number to decrease. But that is our target of 800, which will cost us approximately $1 million in order to fund them, and that is 16 cents an hour. So 11 cents a hour each. But we did that for a reason when we started off, so we did have the administrative side of going in and changing all the young people. So it's $16.50 to 25 hours a week for 5 week experience. Way more money than what I made working at 425, 525 an hour. And so hopefully, our young people will appreciate this opportunity. So that is the work program. I'm going to move into our summer activities. So some of the you all already have this information because we sent to you the link for our mayor's youth guide. We did have a conference last all the activities and all of the partners that we're coming together for activities we're doing. Again, Fun Day on Poppin'. We're excited about that. And so we will be doing that for 6 weeks, 3 weeks in July. We take a break, 3 weeks in August. So that will be occurring every Wednesday throughout the city. Friday, we're going to be having our movie night, and I'm going to be biased just a little bit and say thank you to an organization called The Shack. Will be one of our sites for the movies, so we're excited about that as well. The movies will be all around the city, again for 6 weeks, and we have premiere movies, and so the movies will be those that folks are familiar with. My staff has done a great job in putting out movies, so I think we're gonna see Inside Out 2. And the sad part is I've seen every movie, whether it's animated or I'm a movie head, so I watch all of those movies. So I think there are some really great movies for young people to come out and see for movies in the park. As I have already mentioned, we will be seeing skills in parking. So we're very excited about support, which will be every Saturday during the summer. One of the big programs that you mentioned, which is part of the keynote, is summer development. But the summer development is actually a track program. So we started off working with Daryl Brown and
Maybe.
in doing this program. It is over at BoA Field, and it is held in the evenings, starting at 5 o'clock. So last year we did it as when we kicked it off, we had 100 kids, but then there was about 100 plus on the wait list. So this year we said, okay, we're prepared to have 300 kids. And the track program is going to be more than just the basics of track, the health component, where we have invited Cordell Scott and other organizations to come out to help people with nutritional, how to keep yourself healthy, how to keep yourself active. And just so everyone knows, that, even when you see the flyer, we did offer our own, to come out and support. We kept moving with the partners that have contacted us and saying that they were willing to come out. So on the field, it was a twofer, because we have the kids that come out to participate in these skills. And we noticed last year that the parents were actually staying and walking the track as a young person, we're working with the program. So we're excited that the parents are actually staying and also wanting to be healthy themselves. So it was like, okay, I'm here, why not? And then we noticed they started recruiting and another time on field is so busy. So we do invite you to come by for that summer track program if you're interested in the track. See kids, look at they are they are extremely attentive. So like this program, we will continue to work with PALS and the New Haven Police Department. We are in the planning of trying to come back up on Friday nights. It's about 19 schools this summer, so it's a little difficult for us to find where we're going to put Friday night. So for example, like even PALS programs, Cross, they had to find another venue because Cross is closed. So we're trying to really house that is under renovation right now. So how can we have a place that's going to be safe? We want to do it, still working out on it. So as soon as it comes to fruition, we'll put it together because we do have. Usually when we did Friday night lights last summer, it cost us about $10,000 to do it. That was for security as well as the venue itself and getting snacks and all that kind of stuff. And we split it between ourselves, Justice Education Center, and the New Haven Police Department house to put it together. And so everyone's coming back to the table and we are going to. So we just have so as soon as we're able to, we'll make sure to digitally. And if you need for us to put a flyer in your box, we need for us to receive that as well. Two new programs that we will be doing this summer that I'm extremely proud of. So we have partnered with the New Haven Public Schools Youth Family and Community Engagement Department led by Dr. Jenna. She's received her doctorate, so extremely happy for her. Long journey. It's a long journey. I've been here, so it's a long journey. So Dr. Gemma, we are doing a pilot directly targeted to youth who are high needs. Now, we have been focusing on at-risk hires. So that is the intervention. So we're trying to look at the prevention. There were 900, I believe she said 952 students, young people who will be leaving the ninth grade going into the ninth, leaving the eighth grade going into the ninth grade where they have identified with real problems or truths, trying to catch them before they get into the ninth grade. So this particular pilot program focuses on this target population and during they will be working with them for 4 to 5 weeks, specifically targeting academics, behaviors. And the whole pilot, it is being sponsored by the Recreation Department. And so we have an agreement with them and we're capturing the for these young people. So the plan is to not just work with them, we are going to continue with this target population during the school year. On the board ed side, it will be with mentorship and mentoring and again, working with their various departments such as truancy, guidance, as well as the teachers and the principals to make sure that we reach the into school. The youth and recreation department, our side is to provide specific programming for this target population. So like workshop, I mean, training, different things that we can do. So we're wrapping services around within on both ends, and we are trying to again target this one group that is empowered because we're hoping that after the data comes out, to see that the grades have risen. We will start off with getting the data of where they are right now. So the current grades, the real special needs that we have, find out where they are right now, and then we will do benchmarks at different periods and points of time and grab the data and go back and look at grades and see if the interventions we're putting in place is actually working. And so we had to start off with the initial benchmark and then we need to continue to get data. We don't have a name for the pilot yet. On the public school side, but I don't have any on this side. We like the little catchy names that will stay in edge in people's minds. When you hear yard. Took us about 6 months after we merged, but everything we said was yard, 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 and now everyone says yard. And so I don't have the name yet for the, but I am very excited about the potential and the foundation of we're going and we're asking for different fundings for this population. Again, I'm talking about at-risk, high risk, greater population of high. So that right at that cusp, I could either, get myself together and go on and do right, or to connect referral. So I will keep you posted of how this tour, I guess the term I probably see is, I don't know if we need summer, so September, because we have how the summer works for us with this particular pilot. But then this bridges to, this is a baby of development myself. Initiative that we're going to be presenting, rolling out this is called Operation Safe. This is what the power is. So Operation Safe. And as you can see, if you don't mind going through the PowerPoint together, is to create a safe and healthy and more connected community that provides engagement opportunities. What does the acronym SAFE stands for? Students engaged. That's what SAFE means. So we're going to roll it out this summer. So our objectives are to increase awareness, foster participation, enhance safety through engagement, and promote collaboration. And so how are we going to market this? We're going to start off by doing a humongous CT transit. So that's what you can see our faces all over the buses, 13 buses. And what's even more exciting is that the bus company, when we spoke with them, are so excited to partner with us and to do this marketing. So he was like, oh no, I've been on 13 buses, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that. We're like, cool. So what are you gonna do this summer? What we want parents to know is that there are programs that are available to the young person and that alive and we're gonna keep connected. So it's not just the young people, a specific group, it's everyone. We need all of our students and our families engaged. And we fight constantly hearing that there is nothing for our young people to do. And so we're gonna provide them on the bus with a QR code. Everybody, when you're sitting at the light, I know I've seen it. And so, if you need to reach Mario Carter, how many times have you see that going on the bus? You've seen it. You've even seen our own using the bus as a marketing tool. And it is really effective, which is why we're like, I said, no, let's do some billboards, let's do this. So of course, Deputy Huggins, he was like, let's go old school, old school. He's like, let's put on the bus. Clutch pearls, this is the best idea ever. So we put on a QR code. It is going to be a very bigger summer. And so it's going to get to all of the programs that is available for you right now. And we have our partners in that picture, as we're saying to you, say hello, I acknowledge you. She doesn't know it yet, but the president made that picture as well. Along with them, yep, I'll make sure your hand did. The mayor, going out in Connecticut by will be up here, OEP up here. We're going, it's gonna be with us, New Haven Police Department. They're gonna be up here. So all the faces that everyone always sees when there's a problem, we wanna get to you before the problem. And I want you to know, there are programs out there such as ours that offer scholarships. Sometimes they're free. Now, I have to be transparent and say that we have found if it's always free, we always get a lot of people that sign up, but they may not show up. And so we need for you to make the investment as us. We're not trying to kill you. $10. We're not asking for the entire program was $10. And I still couldn't pull the sign up. Yeah, that didn't, we have to change enough to really sad. So I said, okay, well, let's try and figure out a different way to do it. So that is our marketing goal, that team with me. And of course, media and websites. We're going to do the engagement events. We're going to start off with the summer, kick off with performances. Of course, it's going to be at our family fun days. We want to go back to town halls where we have information and we want it. I know adults want to come, no adults allowed. Staff is to really, their voice, tell us how they're feeling. So we want to go back to having youth town halls for program support, we see if we can continue to get dollars for the youth at work expansion for summer jobs. Our reality is, I don't know how much money I'm gonna have next summer, 2026. So you may say, Gwen, you're only, you still in 2025. I got 2025 locked. 25, I'm already planning for next year. What am I gonna do? What does it look like? What will I be able to do with concerts? Am I still able to do concerts? Am I gonna be able to afford that? I'm hiring 800 kids now, but how much money will I have next summer? And I gotta drop back down to 3 kids. You know, the reality is ARPA is the one. Is the one. And when I was, I call it a challenge. They may not call it a challenge. I call it a challenge. When I was challenged and they said, you think you can spend 5 million? Challenge. I have spent every dime that's been given to our department. In a couple of accounts, and they're like, we need for you to stop. I was like, okay, but you challenge me. You spend all that money, and we can justify every single dime that was done, every single dime that was spent. But now we have set a standard that we have to keep. And even if we have to scale it down a little bit, we plan on every activity that we have started. But I'm still have to come to you. Not this year, not this year. I'm warming you all up for next budget season. We actually want to start safe spots. Student engagement, safe spots. And that is involving our religious organizations and other businesses. So if you remember, there was about 6, 7 years ago, there was a big initiative for safe spots, drop-in spots, for LGBTQ community. City of New Haven Youth and Recreation Department is one of them, where we actually had a yellow sign on the door to signify for a young person, if you felt unsafe, you just walk into the questions asked. So we want to start that again and do safe spots, especially for our young people, right? And there's you may not be able to do it home, and we already know what happened to the young man who was taken from us behind the shed. But what if there was a sign on someone's door or window that they need to be safe? And so we want to start safe spots again, which will be a drop-in safe space all around the city. No questions asked. And I know I keep using her, but she has really has the premier template of how to do it, like the shack. And they can have it on, and if someone comes in, don't come in here, get out. Like, no, it's a young person, you're safe, go into the back. I'll be in there in a second and check on you until we get this house together. So we're rolling that out. Another part of it would be street team ambassadors, peer-to-peer outreach. So not just adult, but some of their peers. For community partnerships, we want to partner with New Haven Public Schools, faith-based schools, businesses, engage law enforcement in youth-led activities. PALS does a great job. I know that everyone may see police differently, but we really have a good group of police. We're lucky in our city where they actually come out. I don't know, one of the SROs was at the prom and dancing with his students, and they were excited. When we had an event over at Ball House, we had our girls conference, walked in on duty because we saw that there were a group of girls that had the potential for fighting and we wanted to make sure everything was okay. And it was the same day as the student walked out. And when he walked into the door, the students hugged him because they were so excited to see him. That is amazing to have that relationship. That relationship is strengthening. And so continue to engage law enforcement with our youth led activities and we will let sponsors for support. Bottom line, everyone tells us, we help, tell me what you need. So I'm gonna tell you what I need. I need your support. I need your physical presence. I need your money. The city can't do it by themselves, and you know that. We're struggling trying because you know at a constituency of the world, I want my taxes lowered, but I need more programs. I want my taxes lowered, but I need more police and more fire. It has to come from somewhere. So we're going to be getting up our different sponsors to help us. We have a lot of people that ask us for help, and now we need help. And so feedback, surveys, events, we're going to do stuff online. Again, listening sessions where adults will be allowed. As regular, we continue to do our celebration and report out because that's where we do surveys, we kind of leverage, especially with those who are working for us. Here, pop this QR code, answer these 6 questions. Your check, get some pizza, and something to eat. So we will leverage to get some surveys and get some feedback. And then how are we going to measure success? We're going to look at the youth effectiveness that we reach because when we are doing the QR code, we capture the people who are um, attendance, the numbers we have at our events, the program registration, make sure we keep those numbers to track. So if it is something that's trackable, in the speakers reduction, we use incidents and the engagement of analytics. So what traffic, QRC, these are different ways that we plan on being able to capture metrics in the data. We do recognize the fact it is driven me that data is important. It is important because at the end of the day, we need to be able to give data to show the impact in order for someone to be willing to fund. So, since we're not into this, so we are excited. It's just more to be synonymous with our Youth Connect program. So as much as you know about Youth Connect, it is all ages that we're trying to, as we start expanding the program, we will have different subsets of Operation Safe, and different subsets will be, we're going to just start focusing specifically on that 10 to 13 because we're seeing we are having more incidents in that age group. But that kind of was forgotten. And so now we have to sit down and figure out how we can do programming specifically for them. They have to be treated differently. As we treat them when to, because usually at 14 and up, if you set the goals, you meet the benchmark, one of the rewards is like, okay, so now I can give you a job and you can start. And I cannot do that actually, you know, it's just illegal. I cannot. There's federal law to even offer a set of employment, you know, to say, well, if you do this, I can give you a stipend. That's considered incentives. We cannot do that. But how to figure out how to teach people with workshops and, you know, food usually makes our kids open up. So that's why we do these workshops and train them so when they do become each that they're to work, kind of have with the help of parents. So that is our population. And the very last thing I probably have never talked to workshops. But the very last thing is we will be having our DMV day. It's going to be on June 27th. Initially, it's supposed to be at 560 Boulevard, here. Working out, we have to do the connectivity issues. The Department of Labor, excuse me, Department of Motor Vehicles must have a certain amount of internet ability to be able to do what they need to do, because we will be giving away 400 for the kids that day. Target that were employees to be able to come in, but it is open up for all families. So if you have a DMV, you're going there because you need a driver's license. They are taking families. So this is an opportunity. You don't have to leave your mind or at Camden or anywhere else. You can actually come over that. So have it set from 9 to 1. We're willing to work with us and that if see an overflow, we talk about them coming back. There's a lot of people at the closing hour. The last time we did it, we had a DMV day in office. It was Monday. There were actually staff persons who volunteered and time on that. Monday, we were able to spend over 100 IDs for free. And so thank you to ARPA. So thank you to you all. This is one of our programs that we're doing the DMV day. And I've never talked with you all.
Thank you for your presentation. Are there any questions from members of the committee? I'm gonna start down here with all.
Madam Chair. Just quickly at DMV Day, um, with the internet, how many people will be coming in at one time?
I was open to the public. And so, you know, they will have 3 different stations set up to be able to service. And so this is the same as if you were going to your regular office. So when they come in, they're still required to have whatever necessary documentation. And then you know, your temporary ID, your ID will be able to do. You have some of the things they may not be able to do there, but they will example, you lost the title to your car. You wanted to get the title. You'd be able to print the title there, but they would be able to give you whatever information so that you would be able to walk right into the hand to the office you're closest to.
I think my question is, do I want to help you. They bring,
They're bringing all their own equipment. They have a special software for it. And so that's why they, and, the day of the press conference actually, we met last week, and they to test everything out beforehand to see if there was a problem. And we did run into a glitch, so that's what they're fixing it now. We're coming back and doing another test, so that we'll be all set for, but we're more than happy. Come on and to help us manage the crowd. So again, we have specifically said to our young people that are being hired, out of the 800 kids, 400 acceptance.
another question is, do you have, you said you don't.
At this time, they were making, there was an issue with connectivity. However, they were working on another person. So they gave me something, I just said, okay, and they're coming back to make sure that the issue is taken care of. If there is a location, as always, we send out the communication and digital to you, so you can refer to the constituents, so if they want to come over. So, you know,
Thank you, Madam Chair. Commissioner Myers, year 23. I'm interested in Operation the engagement plan. I'm always reading stuff for a strange reason, and they have a similar program in Chicago, but they work with the churches more. Right? You have churches on engagement. I was just thinking, well, some of those spaces actually be churches because on Wednesdays they have Bible study and whatever else they have during the week. So some of them are open. And the Chicago model, it's mainly faith organizations, but it works.
well, what we will do is I will take a delegation to go to Chicago to see the club.
And I will volunteer to talk with our faith.
Absolutely. So that is a target group that we need their help. The faith-based community, as you said, is one on every corner. If you go down Dixwell Avenue, you start at the Rotary, you go up to Hampton, you probably can count like 100 churches just on Dixwell Avenue alone. This area is extremely popular. Not just talking about the Black churches, all churches. So I need every church, whatever you believe, you all have the power to take care of them, to be open to you. And so that is sometimes a barrier that we face. You might have organizations who might be scared of something, but want them to come. And we understand and things may have happened to make you feel that way. And who am I to tell you not to feel that way? I'm just trying to and hopefully that you can see that the need is great. The work is, the laborers are few, work is great, and the laborers are few. I would be happy if you could help us lead that conversation with our faith-based organizations, our whole community. I would love for you all to have that conversation, that first community conversation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, that's after our visit.
Any other questions from committee members or comments? Alder from Ward 30?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, I just want to let you know, please put that, code right up in the chat. You're more than welcome. We'd love to have any child to come in because it is a safe place for all people. So it's welcome. I love what you're doing, and I will support.
I appreciate you all. You know, we're in the big infant stages, And so expect for us to make mistakes. Expect for us to not have to be perfect just the first year. But as soon as I get my next contract, I'll make sure that everything falls in place. Okay. A little trial and error, but then, we know it's going to work out. And if you connect is any kind of template for what can happen, this is going to be bad. And it is New Haven that is coming to the forefront of doing this work. And thank you. I think you all are towards us, but I'm going to take all of that. I'm going to take all of that.
I'm gonna do this one more time. Any other questions or comments from members of the committee? Before I go to the public? None from the committee? Any members from the public wishing to speak on this presentation? You want to come up here and sit? We just need you to.
Oh, hey, Pam.
Come up here, and when you come up, you can say, just, if you want to, and just state your name and address for the record. That's all right. Thank you for being here.
My name is Pamela Allen. I'm an advocate and writer, and I'm also part of youth network, and I utilize it for decision. I'm the 18
Which one?
Evergreen,
Evergreen? And what address is that at?
Norton and Chapel.
Okay.
Yes. And I love it. I teach entrepreneurship, and we look at my store. And we do stock analysis. What is their strength? What is their weakness? What is their opportunity, and what are the threats towards the opportunity? And I think grandsons. I'm sure I do.
Thank you.
Yes.
I like when we have a member of the public
I don't know.
willing to speak out on something.
Of course.
I got you like.
Yes.
I love it. Please keep supporting her,
Yes, we.
because it is needed. I know I get a part about at risk. It behooves me when we stigmatize our youth. Our kids are not at risk. It's the risk of being able to live it. They just misled. And I thank Gwen for giving me those students. And she calls me all the time, can you want some more kids? Yeah. I start off with a lot. I'm still by the grace of God.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for your presentation. You can. Thank you for taking out my. I'm sorry.
It's not fun being on the hot spot, hot seat, right?
You gave us a lot of information. We love it, and we love to put it out there. We love to advertise for your department. As we always say, I feel the same way you. People often say there's nothing for their children. And it's great to see New Haven for children to do in their youth. And we just, as you are continuously doing with your great part, keep pushing the word out there to the best of our.
We trying, but and it's not too low smoke, but I appreciate the board of alders because you all have not tied my hands. Was able to do work, and even with new initiatives, no matter how crazy it is, they'll still support us. Because who would have thought family funded, portable carnival? Like when I first mentioned, they're like, yeah, I'm cool. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the board of alders to see what they say. The family fund, so family fund day, the way that is going to change with Youth Connect and being out there. If it wasn't for you all, really just giving me the green light, we couldn't do it. And I have like the best staff in the world. They are phenomenal. 13 people doing all of this work.
Thank you. And thank you for being here. Thank you for presenting. Look forward to seeing you again. And your wonderful staff and great work.
I appreciate you all. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Anything for you all? Okay, I'm gonna ask one more time, two more times. You ready? Are there any members of the public wishing to comment or speak on this issue? From third and final time, any other members of the public wishing to come up and speak on this issue? Order for Ward 23?
Now close the public portion.
Second.
Move that. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Opposed? So the public portion has now been closed. Is there another motion?
I make a motion.
Can
we adjourn? Second.
All right, the motion has been made and seconded. Let's take a vote on it. All in favor? Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you for having us. Meeting is adjourned.